All right, let's dive in. For years, blockchain and crypto have been just this whirlwind of hype, crazy speculation, and honestly, some really confusing headlines. But something huge is shifting right under our feet. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're breaking down how this technology is finally growing up, graduating from a wild idea into the actual infrastructure of our financial future.
And this quote from ChainUp, man, it just nails it. This is the theme for today, right here. The big question isn't what could this tech be someday anymore. It's what is it actually doing for us, right now? We're moving past the whole what-if game and stepping into a new, practical reality.
And that new reality, it is just around the corner. I want you to picture a world just a couple of years from now. A world where instant global payments are just normal. Where you can own a digital slice of a skyscraper or a piece of art. Where your own retirement fund holds digital assets. Look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi dream. This is the future being built as we speak, where value moves as fast as an email.
Okay, that all sounds amazing, right? But it brings us to the most important question. How? How is any of this possible? It's one thing to talk about a cool future, but to really get it, we need to hit rewind and understand the core problem that blockchain was invented to solve in the first place.
You see, to really understand the solution, you've got to understand the problem. And the problem, when you boil it all down, is about one simple word: trust. Or more specifically, who our current financial system forces us to trust.
Think about it. For most of human history, money was backed by a real, physical thing like gold. You trusted the thing. But today, we use what's called fiat money. Its value comes from one place and one place only: a government's promise. We've made this fundamental switch from trusting something you can hold to trusting someone in charge, like a government or a big bank.
And when you lay it out like this, the trade-offs we've made become crystal clear. With a centralized system, you give up control. A central authority can freeze your funds. They can print more money whenever they want, causing inflation that just eats away at your savings. It's a single point of failure. A decentralized approach completely flips the script. It gives you custody, it has a predictable scarcity built in, and it offers this radical transparency where everyone can see the ledger.
So this raises a key question, right? How do you get all those amazing benefits of decentralization without it just turning into chaos? Well, you need a new kind of trust, one that isn't based on a person or an institution, but on technology and cold, hard math. And that, right there, is where blockchain makes its entrance.
So what is this thing really? Put as simply as possible, a blockchain is just a very special kind of database. Think of it like a shared digital notebook or ledger, where data gets stored in these blocks that are all chained together with powerful cryptography. The two magic words you need to remember are decentralized, meaning no single person owns or controls it, and tamper-proof, meaning once a transaction is in there, it's there for good. You can't change it.
Let's walk through how it works in 4 simple steps. First, your transaction gets recorded as a new block of data. Second, a whole network of computers has to agree. They have to reach a consensus that your transaction is legit. Third, that new block gets cryptographically locked onto the one before it, creating part of this unbreakable chain. And finally, the newly updated ledger is shared across the entire network. It's simple, it's incredibly secure, and it's all out in the open.
And the power of this idea was first shown to the world back in 2008, when the mysterious Satoshi Nakamoto used this exact technology to create Bitcoin. But it wasn't just a new currency. It was the first proof that you could have a secure, digital asset with scarcity that you could actually verify, just like gold, but without needing a vault or a central bank.
But, and this is a huge but, the story does not stop with just a fancy ledger for sending value back and forth. No way. The next big evolution took the blockchain from being just a record book and turned it into a global, programmable computer.
And just look at this timeline. It shows you how incredibly fast this all happened. You go from an idea in a paper in 2008 to that legendary pizza purchase in 2010, but the real game changer was 2015. That's when Ethereum launched and introduced the world to a brand new concept, smart contracts. And that right there set the stage for where we are today, right on the edge of this new institutional era.
Honestly, the best way to think about a smart contract is like a digital vending machine. It's a little bit of code that lives on the blockchain, and it automatically does what it's programmed to do when certain conditions are met. You put in the right input, the money, and it is guaranteed to give you the right output, your snack. There's no cashier, no middleman, just pure programmable logic. This is the tech that gives us programmable money.
And that concept, that programmability, brings us right back to where we started. It's the missing link that connects all this foundational tech to that exciting future we glimpsed at the beginning. It's all starting to come together into what people are calling a brand new financial architecture.
So, with everything we've just covered, those predictions from earlier start to make perfect sense, right? Let's walk through it. Tokenization, turning a building into tradable shares, that's just smart contracts at work. Those instant global payments, they run on blockchain rails using things called stablecoins. And your retirement fund buying digital assets? Well, that's because Bitcoin has proven itself as digital gold. The whole new world of on-chain finance is just the grown-up version of DeFi, all powered by, you guessed it, these same smart contracts. It all connects.
And this really gets to the heart of it. This isn't about crypto replacing the old system. Not at all. It's about a convergence. You have the old world, which brings rules and capital and distribution, and you have the new world, which brings radical transparency and programmability. And together, they're building something way more powerful than either one could ever be on its own.
Which leaves us with this one final thought. The entire conversation has changed. We've moved from imagination to implementation. The technology isn't a what if anymore. It's here, and it's being woven into the very fabric of our economy. So the only question left is, what role are you going to play in this new architecture? Thanks for joining.